a very good Thursday morning to you. I hope I find you very well from what is a drizzly, grey, awful, boring day here in Manchester. What I'm going to talk about today is something that appears very regularly in this world of ours, and sadly very regularly from one particular country. It's something that I've mentioned previously on my channel, if you go through at least a couple of times, and that is shootings. Not shootings of one armed force against another armed force, but shootings of people who generally, that's a sweeping statement, but I think I'm probably justified in this, are generally just out having a good time. So what am I talking about? Well, if you've been keeping up with the news, as I try to do, I saw something that wasn't of particular interest to me, which was the celebration of the Kansas City Chiefs, who won the Super Bowl over the weekend, so I'm led to believe, in the United States. They were taking part in a victory parade with lots and lots of fans out on the streets, and someone, don't know who, decided it'd be quite a good idea to exercise their Second Amendment rights, take out their weapon or weapons, and start shooting at what appears to be, as I said a couple of seconds ago, perfectly innocent, joy-filled people, resulting in what appears to be at the moment 1 death and 21 injured. Now, over the years while I've been covering this, I've been trying to figure out what is going wrong, and I've gone from is the legislation wrong? Does the Second Amendment, should that be repealed? Well, I kind of don't believe in that to a certain extent, that although a lot of people who are watching this from outside the UK may believe that we in Britain are not allowed to have guns. Well, that's just not the case. We're allowed to have many types of weapons, regulated size of pistols, regulated size of weapons that are semi-automatic, shotguns, rifles, so on and so forth. The difference basically is that we have to prove why we need them, that if we're a landowner, for instance, or that we are part of a shooting club, perhaps, we've got to have a justified reason for owning a piece of equipment that can kill somebody else. So I'm not coming from a society where we are not allowed guns. We do have them, but they are heavily regulated, therefore we don't have mass shootings. So that's the first bit. The second bit then made me think about, is it who controls the licensing of weapons, how that's controlled in America? Is that the problem? Well, as I see it from an outsider, it varies from state to state. Different states have different controlling bodies as to who can have a weapon, in the same way that different states control how you can have a weapon. And what I mean by that is, certain states you have to have your firearms secure in your house if you're keeping them for home defence. Other states allow you to have a concealed carry permit, which allows you to carry let's say a 45 caliber pistol on you inside your jacket perhaps, but it is concealed, but you have to carry a permit with you. And other states, and I think I'm right in saying this, such as Texas, where you can have an open carry permit, where you can literally be walking around Walmart in Texas with a gun on your hip. And that doesn't matter whether you're a good old boy, whether you're a rancher and you've got your, I don't know, something like this on your hip, for instance, or whatever else. You can have that on your hip while you're doing your weekly shopping. Should that be federalised so that there's one nationwide standard? Maybe. Who knows? So I say, over the time I put my mind to this, and I find the conclusion that I've come up with is going to be very, very, very distasteful for quite a lot of people, especially if you're American, which is there's a mental health problem in America. Which is, there are certain people who are given a gun license or a carry permit who are mentally unstable, and these people shouldn't be able to get a carry permit ever. Now, by extension, if people who shouldn't be able to get a permit to carry a weapon are getting a permit to carry a weapon, the people who are judging these people must also be mentally unstable, because they are viewing these mentally unstable people as stable. So I think I've come up with the solution is that America as a country, you are mentally unstable. You cannot, if you are in denial that mass shootings occur, then can I plead to your better judgment to go and get some help? If you are of the opinion that you can live with continual mass shootings, can I ask you to go and get some help, because you need it? And finally, the question is, if you see that there are these mass shootings and innocent, joyful members of the population, some children, let me say that again, children, alright, who will never see the rest of their lives, are dying, how can you look at yourself in the mirror knowing that you, if you're a gun owner, are part of a system where people who should not be in the same place as anyone who sells guns should be able to access a gun? Your system seems to be run by people who are in the pocket of the NRA, and the NRA sways so much power with the political class. The political class do not care as much about people's lives as they do about the money that the NRA pay into the political class. And if you support that, get some help. Please, get some help. If you have children and your children are brought up to believe in the Second Amendment, where you are given I think what you consider it is a God-given right, well actually it's not. The Second Amendment was part of your Constitution. Your Constitution was written and signed for and ratified by men, whereas we here in Britain see gun ownership as a privilege, not a right. What would happen with your views as a dyed-in-the-wool gun owner, and you can take my gun from my cold dead hand, if your child got killed by one of these maniacs? What would you do then? Would that change your view? So within the situation now, again and again and again, where dozens of people are being shot, killed or shot and injured, and yet Americans on the whole let that wash by until the next one happens. And if there's anything that can be assured in this world at the moment, given the chaos that's striding the whole planet at the moment, there will be another mass shooting in America. There will be. And the sad thing is, it could be tomorrow. Somebody could wake up angry at the world. Some form of student, 17, 18-year-old, decided that he's got a shotgun, takes a number of shells, puts them in his pocket, and at an assembly point in the college or wherever, decides that he's going to rid the world of all his fellow classmates. We know this is going to happen. It's not that it may never happen again. It will happen again. And it will happen again and again and again. And I, as a proud Englishman who is proud of the fact that we have zero, let me say that again, zero mass shootings in this country. Zero. Why? Why are you okay with that? I don't understand it. If you are American and you are okay with the mass shootings, let me know why. I'm okay with you owning a gun. I'm okay with that. But I'm not okay with a country who is apparently as civilized as you consider yourselves to be the best country on the planet. You're mistaken, but you know, faith in your country is a good thing. Why you're okay with people who are obviously mentally disturbed getting hold of a deadly weapon that can end people's lives. You may survive from a stab wound. You may, if somebody stabs you, you may survive. If somebody shoots you with a semi-automatic weapon, however, not so much. So that's it for this one. Another one dead and 21 injured. Who knows whether any of those 21 will die. Let me know what you think about this. It's one of those subjects which is going to be a very divisive thing, I think, but surely we must all be able to come together on the sanctity of life, which it seems to have very little, if any, importance to the gun-toting, gun-holding populace of the United States. That's it for this one. Thank you very much for watching. Spread it around, give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Thanks. Bye bye.